Hello, my friends. Okay, so Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising. This is the planetary roundup for the week of August 23rd to 27th. But I want to talk about things happening in the middle of the week, which happen to be Mercury is in Virgo, has been in Virgo for a while here. So Mercury is thinking, thoughts, communications. Virgo is details, fine-tuning things, analysis, facts, and yeah, facts, numbers, details. It's just by the books, and organization. And this is really good. We want Mercury in his home sign having all of his strength and power fully charged up. That is wonderful. He has been in your fourth house. That's your house of home, family, living situation, and can be ancestry or roots. It could be a place of father or grandparents. But it's generally home, family, living situation. So that is good. It seems that there's a strong communication factor happening there. Right now and into tomorrow, we're having Mercury opposing Neptune. So Neptune is not facts. Neptune is blurring everything. Neptune will not show you truth. Neptune is this light that's like, oh, it's this magical light. It's not magical. It's just once the fog clears, you're like, oh, it was just the reflection coming from the glass. But in the moment, Neptune tricks us into believing things are really great or believing things are really messed up. And neither one is correct. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth. We're not going to get it at this point. Today and tomorrow, things are going way off board, like overboard of like what is real, what is not real. What is real, you're trying to fight for the reality of facts coming from your fourth house of home and family, ancestry, and then the blur of this Neptunian kind of drug haze that's happening in your 10th house of your public standing in the world, your career, how people see you out in the world. So there can be like a problem there where you're trying to balance, like, people are seeing me in a way that's not truthful, or I'm not seeing myself in a way, maybe I'm not presenting myself in a way, or my job is somehow not fully real right now in some way. There's some kind of deception or dissolving that's happening with that access of home, family, your private self, and then your outer self of the 10th house. It's this light coming through. It's like, I don't know, I can't see, it's kind of cool, but it's not the reality. The reality is like, okay, let's get down to business. So it will get down to business. Oh, but I do want to say that is Mercury Neptune can be good for beauty, poetry, dance, writing, flowing words, romance, film, underwater kind of things. It's imagination, and it's also kind of a download, maybe in dreams or in a psychic way. That's all good, but it's not good for signing on the dotted line and knowing like where you stand with something, with facts, because it's not going to be there when Neptune clears. It's just going to be different. So there are good things that you can do with this. It's just not good for factual, number-based kind of things. Yeah, that's what I want to say with that. So with Mercury in the fourth still sitting there the next few days, in your home, family, living situation, it will trine Pluto in Capricorn in your 8th. So a trine is like a nice, supportive, harmonious, let's get together and do things situation, and Pluto in Capricorn in the 8th is like, let's get down to business. If the Neptune was the camera and the pretty surroundings and the blur of the glamour, Pluto is the light, and it's like a spotlight coming in and showing you, no, this is the truth actually. And it might not be, it's like a warts and all kind of truth, and that is coming from your 8th house of this. So that's Capricorn, the structure or things built there in the 8th house of other people's money or taxes or inheritances, something about debts owed or collected there. So Pluto is really shining a light into the truth of the matter, illuminating a Mercury-Pluto moment of, these are facts, this is why. Here's the bedrock, here's the psychological underpinning of that. And it can be a little bit harsh sometimes, where you're like, wow, I didn't really need to have all that, but it is helpful. This is a trine. It will be helpful to have that. You want that over Neptune, because Neptune's lovely in the moment. It's a great time to go out, have a nice time, dance, drink, maybe, whatever, just don't go overboard. But, the Pluto stuff is really going to show you more of like something factual that you can like actually grab onto. And I wanted to tell people that this Mercury stuff happening this week in the end of Virgo will be echoed next week as Mars moves through. So if this is lights, camera, then next week will be action, because Mars will be opposing Neptune and then trining Pluto. So it's like we're getting this first realm now of the mental state, and then next week will all be about action, how I go about doing it, how I take action, my will, my get up and go, my drive. So pay attention to what's happening now, because it will be echoed next week through a different lens. Oh, and I wanted to, we covered that, the 8th house of the other people's money, spouse's money, money that comes to you through unemployment or the government or inheritances or wills, something like that. So there could be some enlightened moment with that, and then next week, taking it a bit further with action. Okay, so that is what I have for Gemini rising, and I will be back next week with more. All right, thank you.